What it is, y'all? It's your girl Black Pop, aka Soda Baby, aka Azúcar, and you're now tuned into Talk TV, and we're gonna get into this Joseline's Cabert review. And I know I skipped last week, episode 7, but we're gonna do a little mini recap. So pretty much last week, the top 5 dancers that Joseline picked, they got to dance. So Joseline got some outfits for the red carpet for the girls, and when they got to the cabaret, Amber realized that the dress she laid out, someone had put holes in her dress. And I personally feel like it was Raven, but she went on with her night, and Joseline and the girls, they got to perform. And of course, Joseline was working these hoes like a pimp named Slipback, disrespecting them in front of the crowd. You know how she does, because, you know, the show must go on. As the night progressed, Lollipop peeped how Lexi was making money, and they got into a heated conversation about it. And I don't know if Lexi actually split the money like she said she would, but then Lolly tried to dead this issue by saying it was chump change and how she didn't need the money. But from her perspective, I feel like it's about the principle of the situation, because they came in as a group. So if they gonna dance as a group, they gotta split that money as a group. And now we're in episode 8, and the episode starts off with Joseline and Ballistic recapping on the success of the night. So they decide that they're gonna get a residency in Vegas, and Joseline wants to celebrate by giving Ballistic some dookie love in her voice, but Ballistic curves it. So the first group of girls to recap was Amber, K Capri, and Chanel. And Amber was telling K Capri and Chanel about the success of the night and how she discovered that someone messed with her dress, and Amber's trying to explain to them how it looked. But you know, K Capri extra. Somehow, some way, she finds a way to take over the conversation. So she just starts talking over Amber. And I'm like, damn, K Capri, can you just let her talk? Because you wasn't even there. K Capri just tries to take over the conversation, just like talking about, oh, they couldn't have used knives or scissors. Maybe they used tweezers. Because it's like, girl, you sound like you know who did it, since you're so descriptive of how they did it. So you might as well tell us who it was. And K Capri just ends up taking over the conversation because Riri is her roommate, and Riri was part of the opening of the cabaret. So she got the tea from Riri about how Lexi made money and how Lollipop had an issue with that because they danced as a group, and if they danced as a group, they were supposed to split that money in club etiquette. So Chanel calls over Lollipop to explain the situation about the money, and Lollipop says that she didn't need the money, but it's the principle of the situation because they danced as a group. And I personally agree with Lollipop, because whether Lexi made chump change or not, it was never disclosed that they were to make money individually. So I would personally feel entitled to the money as well. Then the next recap was Jordan, Lexi, and Miss Wet Wet. And you can automatically tell that there's a dislike from Lexi to Wet Wet when Wet Wet walked into the scene. And you can tell that Lexi is trying to control how much she doesn't like Wet Wet. But anywho, Lexi explains that since she's the new cabaret captain, the second position to assist her is open since Chanel didn't make it to the top 5 dancers. Then Wet Wet reveals to them that she got her ribs bruised from fighting. And I think Wet Wet got her ribs bruised from when Gaia slammed her on the floor. And then Lexi goes ahead and says, well, it seems like your mouth gets you into all them fights, as Wet Wet flashed her titties at her, how she always do. And then Lexi asks the girls if they know who messed with Amber's dress, and they say they don't know. Then we get into the next scene with Riri, Raven, Diamond, and Henny, and they have their recap about last night, and Riri asks them about Amber's dress. And Raven was too interested about how her dress got messed up. So I'm like, yeah, Raven, it was definitely you. And then Henny starts to list other things that were broken, like her glasses and how Amber's lingerie is missing. And she just goes ahead to defend Amber because that's her roommate. And then Diamond and Raven try to clear their name, and the conversation escalates to argument, and then Henny goes to get Amber. And then they start arguing about the dress, and then Amber's not really on that type of arguing time. She's really trying to fight them. And then Amber's asking Diamond if her arm is fixed so she could whoop her ass. But then Diamond keeps talking about, I told you when I want it at the reunion, run me at the reunion, which is lame as because you doing all that barking with no bite, and she didn't want to fight because she has to dance tonight. So then Amber and Raven start going back and forth about money talk and who looks better, and Raven was talking about how Amber wants to get her titties done like her, and Raven was just putting Amber's business on blast about how she's a struggling actress, and it seems like Raven knew that because Amber told that to Lollipop. So Amber starts arguing with Lollipop, and Amber starts talking about how Joseline's gonna manage her, which I think would be a terrible idea because I can't see Joseline getting an opportunity for Amber acting when she can keep it for herself, and especially because the way she treats the girls. So then the argument breaks up, and then the next scene is Lexi and Chanel having a heart-to-heart about Chanel, needing to step it up so that she can get her spot back. Then they go into the scene of the girls getting their nails done, and Amber calling out Lollipop for being two-faced and playing both sides and how dirty their room is, and pretty much Amber just baits Lollipop into arguing with her. And then K Capri starts to find her way into the argument, calling Lollipop ungrateful, ugly, saying that she built like a refrigerator. And then Lollipop says that K Capri is built like a little boy and she looked like Dennis Rodman. And Lollipop puts K Capri on blast for copping to her when they had the chance to fight because when the cameras wasn't rolling. So then it calms down, and then Amber starts talking about how she gonna have her day one day with Diamond and Raven, and then Raven miraculously pops up and Amber and Raven just start arguing. Amber starts doing the money talk again, pulling out her credit cards, and I just feel like that was so tacky. And of course, Kangaroo K finds a way to insert herself because she loves to scream.
Like I said that about you. Shut up! Take a breath! Check this.
Like, just so unnecessary. K Capri, bro. Ugh. So then Joseline comes down to check the girls about what's going on, and then she just ends up singling out Lollipop and asking Lollipop what her problem is because she didn't say good morning to her. And then Lollipop claims that she did say good morning, but Joseline claims that she didn't, and Lollipop pretty much stood on her word about her saying good morning when Joseline was trying to intimidate her about it, which I respect her for not being scared. Then Joseline continues to antagonize and intimidate her about it and starts to ask Lollipop, do she think she look better than Beyonce, and do she think that Beyonce look better than her? And she says no. And then the girls had a field day with everybody was laughing. Of course, K Capri raccoon head ass was trying to make a scene about it. And Joseline starts asking for Diamond, like, where's that little one? Where's the girl with the black hair? The black hair bitch, where's she at? Go get her. Because Joseline says that she heard that Diamond said that she didn't need to be here, and if she not gonna be here, she needs to leave now.
If you don't need to be here, you need to go now.
So then Joseline checks her about it, and then Diamond says that she's here to stay. And then Amber brings up about how the cast members who aren't black say the N-word, and it makes her feel uncomfortable. So Amber pretty much called out Diamond for saying the N-word. And then Diamond says that's just how she talks, and don't nobody gotta check her or educate her about it. And then Raven tries to insert herself by trying to argue with Amber, and then Amber just straight up told Diamond that if she says nigga again on her brother's grave, she beating her ass. And then Diamond said it again, and then Amber commenced to whooping her ass as she should. And this was just the perfect moment to Donkey Kong kick knee that hoe in the face, cause she deserves it. And Diamond just kept calling her a nigga, and then Amber just storms off crying and made a scene. And if there was any time for someone to jump in, it should have been Raven to jump in for her friend, because Diamond's arm is bruised and you just sat there like a and watch her get beat up. Then they all regroup to focus back on the cabaret, and then the next scene is them stretching and getting ready to dance. So the first person who was to dance was Chanel, and Chanel really bounced back with this dance because I just felt like it was so sexy, so smooth, and just really alluring and enticing. And then the second person was Henny, and she spiced it up a little bit this time. She gave a little more sazon, she gave a little more adobo, but I wasn't impressed. It was still giving abuela. Then number 3 was Diamond. Diamond, you know, she's lucky because she looks good. All she had to do was show her booty hole and Joseline was eating it up. The next person to dance was Wet Wet, and I wasn't amused. I wasn't impressed with her talking in her confessional with that red lipstick on her yellow teeth. And shame on production for not making her refilm that scene because she looked a damn fool. And next was Raven, another one who's lucky because she has good looks and her outfit was really cute. And then last but not least was Kay Capri, and I feel like she did really good. She gave us some pole work and she got on her head and she clapped her heels to the beat, and I was impressed by that. And then the episode ends off with Joseline bringing in her MUA because she called out Chanel for spilling tea to the MUA about something that it looks like we're going to find out in the next episode. And because of Chanel spilling tea, Joseline automatically disqualified her, even though I feel like Chanel did the best. And from my prediction, it looks like Kay Capri and Raven were picked to join the dancers. And we're going to see how next episode turns out because it looks like Joseline checks Amber on something, so we're gonna find out what that is. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't you think that was just so up how Joseline threw that apple at Chanel? Like, I could have cried for her. Do you think it was unfair for Joseline to disqualify Chanel from the dancers because she spilled some type of tea? And what do you think Joseline's gonna check Amber on? Make sure I leave your comments and follow me on Instagram at It's Black Pop. So to talk to me, my backup page, and we're going to see this next video.